Welcome back to It's Life Loudly.
Where life is messy, imperfect, and worth sharing.
We're Dalton and Kristen Steichen, and we are excited to share stories and our experiences.
Ones that might inspire, motivate, and hopefully make you laugh.
We are not experts on this thing called life.
We're just here chatting about it.
It's
Life Loudly.
Well, hi there, friends.
Hello.
What's been going on?
With me?
Well, with everybody.
Oh, I don't know.
I wish they could respond. And
Soybean
say,
harvest.
Soybean harvest. That's it.
And then it rained.
Can I just
Gave us a good day off on
jump
Sunday.
right in with my lows?
Soybean harvest?
No, not that. It was...
What? You're going to start with a low?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to start there.
Setting the tone.
It was 5 days since I was in my home.
Yep.
That's too much. That's too long to be separated away. Not
from your husband, just from home.
From all of it. That was just, it was too much. It was too much. Yeah, I just did a lot of extra work this week. It was a work week.
Yep, it was.
For everybody.
We started combining on Monday and went hard until Saturday night.
So I'm going to try to not
and then
do
it
that
rained.
again. You want to say your low first?
Dogs.
Ugh.
And that just happened today.
That's been happening.
Yeah, she's naughty, our youngest one.
I've just finally called you and said, come down here now.
And then I did something about those problems. And then I go to work and I find out like 2 hours later, they ran away 1.5 miles or so to the neighbor's house. So that really made me mad.
So people
today.
told me all the time that healers chase cars because healers are meant to chase things. They are meant to chase.
I'm sorry, but Ebby does not chase cars.
I know, and we had a healer for a long time, and I was like, our healer does not chase cars. But did she not chase cars?
Even Blue, the one that got ran over by one, didn't chase cars.
Shadow chases cars.
Shadow chases cars.
Chases cars. Like, I'm like, every day, I'm like, I'm going to hit her with the kids in this vehicle. And how awful is that going to be?
So I put the shock collar on her and let her have it today. Is that why she ran away? I don't think so.
I mean, for the next little while, someone's going to have to be outside every time somebody leaves and tie her up. Or
she's going to stay tied. She's tied up right now, and she's going to stay that way for about a week. At least.
You're not going to take her off of there for a week?
Nope.
Every dog lover out there is like hating you.
Well, it's a long leash. She can get into her room. She can get to the grass. She can get into the dog room. She can get food, water.
Without getting tangled?
Right.
Or caught?
Yes. She'll learn. She was caught when I got home. That's okay. She'll learn. She was just sitting there waiting. It's not like she's going to go anywhere.
All right.
She needs a little tough love for a few days.
Okay. We can.
Okay, now go with your high.
Yeah, something a little. I don't know. We started off the podcast with some downers, but now we'll get into some good stuff. I don't know. I had a wedding to shoot, and other photo sessions, which I tell myself every year that I'm going to be done shooting photos and doing all that in September, and every year it just keeps going, which is good. It's just like, oh, I'm kind of ready to pack up the gear. I've got a couple more coming up. That's, got to do. And other than that, this week was just busy. It was just busy. My calendar was full of meetings and things to do and places to be and appointments. And so there was nothing really this week that stood out that was like, I guess a high would be life group. We hosted
You got to see your friend.
Oh, yes, that's a high. I got to have a sleepover with my best friend, and we stayed up chatting long into the night, and that was fun. Yes, that was a high. Thank you for bringing out some of the highlights of my week when I'm over here being a Debbie Downer.
You are being a Debbie Downer. It's kind of
Yes.
new for you.
Sorry. But yeah, got to hang out with my best friend and shoot a wedding with her. That's always fabulous. Always fabulous. And then we had life group. The first kickoff life group here was soup night. We have like 7 different kinds of soups. It was crazy, but we packed this house full of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
And I love doing that because I love people. So it was great.
My high is a good week of harvest weather. A solid Monday through Saturday.
And no breakdowns.
There was a few little mishaps, but nothing major. Nothing on my end.
Yeah. That was good.
We had a couple auger issues. One minor combine issue, but no, it was good.
We had some really
We got a
nice
lot done.
days.
We got a lot done in 5 days.
There was a lot of nice
Or
days.
6 days, whatever it
I
was.
think, are the nice days like done?
Well, I mean, I think there's a few 70s coming up.
Like 80s is done?
I think 80s is done.
Shame. I was really liking that. Oh, gosh. Well, today we are talking about something different. Today we are talking all things health related. We've had some weird health things go on. Some things we're dealing with now, some things we've dealt with in the past. And I thought it was just be fun to share our health journey. So we're going to start with growing up. Neither one of us surgeries. No.
I had my adenoids taken out when I was really young. I don't know what those are or where they are or what they do.
I thought that you had an appointment to do it, but then you never did it, and your mom was always like, "Oh, we should have gotten that done."
No, those are the other thing. What's the other one?
I don't know.
No, tonsils. A lot of people get their tonsils removed.
Oh, I could have swore that you never actually did that, but you did.
I'm pretty sure I don't have my adenoids,
your mother.
but I don't know what that means.
I was gonna say your mother is gonna be listening and be like, "Gosh, this is all wrong."
Well, she'll comment on it.
Yeah. But other than that, so the first one of us to have like a surgery was probably you getting your wisdom teeth taken out.
Yep.
I still have my wisdom teeth.
Junior year?
I only have.
No, that probably would have been my senior year.
I've got 2.
Junior year.
I've got 2 wisdom teeth. That's it. And
I got all 4 of mine cut out surgically.
Ooh.
And I went duck hunting the next day.
Oh, well, then it can't be that bad.
Well, it was. The doctors told me I wasn't going to feel like it, and I proved them wrong. Just to prove them wrong.
Did you feel like it?
No.
Oh.
But I went.
Oh, my gosh. I think it was my sister. When she got hers out, she got like, what's it called? Like the dry socket or whatever, where it like
gets infected.
Are they? I
remember squirting water. I think with a squirt bottle they gave me, or something, or a syringe or something to clean it. They did. They gave you some certain instructions.
I won the award for being the first one to get stitches between the 2 of us.
I would have got stitches when that happened.
Well, okay, that doesn't count. I'm talking stitches like you cut yourself open. When I was in high school.
High school?
You didn't have stitches when you were in high school.
Was that from the pumpkin?
I was carving a pumpkin by myself.
I was in high school?
Yeah. What else would it have been?
Didn't you need stitches from teaching?
That's another story. Can I tell my pumpkin story
that's
first?
Not this story?
No. I've had stitches twice.
Oh, well, I'm learning. Okay.
Maybe it was college. Maybe I was back from college.
I'm pretty sure it was college.
Huh.
I don't think it was high school.
I'm trying to think. I know the haircut that I had at that time. It was very swoopy bangs.
I'm pretty sure it was college.
Anyway, I don't know why I was just carving a pumpkin by myself, and I remember I was like chatting. My mom was sitting in the living room. Her and I were chatting,
and
I was scooping out guts from the pumpkin, and I grabbed the knife and I went to push it back into the pumpkin, but my hand was all slippery from the guts.
I could just.
Maybe I actually didn't get stitches from that. I don't think I got stitches from that.
So you don't even know.
No, it's all coming back to me now. I'm just telling a bunch of lies here. My hand gripped the knife and I squeezed it and I opened my hand and I was like, "Mom!" Mom. And I went to the bathroom or whatever, and she looked at it and she's like, I need stitches.
Ugh,
And so
this stuff
then
gives me the heebie-jeebies.
we went there, but I don't think they actually gave me stitches from
Did
that.
they just glue it?
I think they put that weird like gluey and then like did the weird, I don't know, suture tape or whatever the heck it is. I don't think I actually need stitches that time. So I'm a
So
liar.
I did get
You
stitches
are
first,
I thought
which
I was the first
doesn't
one to get
count
stitches,
because
but
it
I don't think
was
it was.
a stitch. And I think we've already talked about this when we talked with Nate.
Yes. So if you
And
want to go
that was
back and
before we
listen
were even
to
engaged.
if you want to go back and listen to the episode where we have our first
Shout out, Nate.
Nate, they talk about how one of their shenanigans led to Dalton going to the hospital to get stitches in his pinky toe.
A stitch, and not in the toe, between the pinky toe and whatever you would call the next toe over.
Eek.
Not fun.
Do you have a scar?
I don't know. I've never looked. I don't even want to look.
And then, so Halloween, it was my first year teaching, so it would have been.
So both your incidents are based off of Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was dressed as Sandy from Grease. Went to school with my third graders dressed as Sandy.
I do remember
I think
this.
I even had a wig. I had a wig on, had the pink jacket, had the whole thing, and we were making homemade applesauce. And so I had an apple peeler there.
That's
and
oddly specific.
I had never used an apple peeler before that day. Someone was like, "Oh, here, borrow mine," and whatever. And they are very slick or whatever. So I don't know what part that I grabbed, but oh my gosh, was that thing sharp. I didn't even feel it. I opened my hand a little bit and I saw the giant gash in my hand, and I closed my hand quick so none of the kids would see. And luckily there was a pair in my room, and I was like, I need to go to the office. I will send somebody else, or I don't even know what I said. I went to the office and I was like, so I don't really know how this works, but I need stitches. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, like I need to go get stitches. And so then they figured out, I don't even know what they did with the kids or whatever. And I'm trying to think of where that was even at, because I do have, it was like on my, I do have the scar. Did you see the scar?
If you'd quit moving.
Yeah, if you'd shine the light on it, you'd be able to see it. It's right on that. Oh, yep, right there. There it is. And then I first went to the hospital, and I went to my mom's office, and I was like, "Mom, I don't know if I'm supposed to go here or where I'm supposed to go, but I need stitches." And she's like, "Well, you might as well just go up to the clinic and see if they can do it or whatever." So then I went up there, and I am dressed in my Halloween outfit, traipsing around town
with a wig,
getting stitches. And then, I got my stitches and went back to class, and the kids were like, "Where'd you go?" Whatever. And I said, "Well, I had a little mishap with the apple peeler, and now I got some stitches."
You got stitches.
So, yeah, that was the really.
Our daughter got stitches before us.
I was going to say that our kids.
I don't think our youngest daughter has had stitches.
No, I was just going to say our kids in general have spent more time in the ER
than either of us
doctors
combined.
Than both of us combined. Yeah. We were just.
Although
I will have to say, when I was in first grade, I did slip off the monkey bars, and I fell, and
you daredevil,
I had to have my hands, my wrist wrapped, I sprained my wrist or something.
Wow, I'm surprised you made it.
Do you know what I remember about that? I remember that night I was sitting with an ice pack on they gave me an ice pack for my face, because I did hit my face, but I was like, my face doesn't hurt, my arms hurt, my wrists hurt. And so I had these ice packs, and my dad comes over and he hands me a cheesy breadstick from Pizza Ranch, and I got to eat it on the couch.
Oh my.
And we never ate on the couch back then anyway.
We do all the time now.
So I was like, that was nice. Thank you for the cheesy breadstick, as my arms hurt. So that was kind of funny.
I have not had a lot of injuries in my life.
You have ankle problems.
I used to have ankle problems. I have not had ankle problems in a while.
Well, because
I can't have ankle problems, because it's happened all the time.
Because you're not in sports and athletics.
I've been playing a lot of basketball lately.
A lot.
A lot more than I did 2 years ago.
Okay, but we're not like competitively.
Well, I wouldn't call that like health problem. I mean, yeah, I've sprained both my ankles a few times.
I had a knee injury and I'll never forget that. I was in Fezzen and playing basketball. I went to go set a screen. Not even a screen.
Did you get kneed or something?
Yes, it was a screen. Or no, I went to go set a trap, I'm pretty sure. Like, so, like when you're doing a press, you want to trap at the corners, right? And I went to go trap, and I knew that if I moved over too much, I would just foul her. And so I just stuck my leg out a little bit to like try to like kick the ball. And her knee went straight into
I
the side
remember
of
that.
my knee. And
It
it
buckled it.
just like I went out of the game because I was like, oh my gosh, that hurt so bad. And by the time halftime was done, my knee had swelled
I remember that.
huge, huge. Like I couldn't even bend it. I couldn't even whatever. I had to have the MRI, the whole thing. Had to wear this giant, and I didn't. Luckily, I didn't tear any muscles. I didn't have to have surgery, but I did have to go to like PT for a while and do like exercises. But something from like I had this giant cast from like my thigh all the way down to my ankle,
I remember that.
or like straight legged. It kept your leg like straight. Walking around with that thing was
So the last time I sprained my ankle in our senior year, they had me go to the hospital and they actually did like oh geez, I just had the when they do the gel and the thing when you're
an
pregnant on your belt
ultrasound.
ultrasound, they would actually use that with that gel on my ankle.
Yeah.
And she said it heals the ligaments faster. So I went there every day for like 2 weeks.
Was that because they did that to my legs?
Maybe.
So the next weird, I'm trying to think of which happened first. So I didn't have any other health stuff, I don't think, even really through college. Some digestive issues, but nothing like major until like being pregnant was probably the biggest medical
And that was
thing that
we
I've
did
ever
that.
done. But I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I was 7 months pregnant. I'm going to say 7.
Oh, I know where this is going. When you got
Because that's when
pneumonia,
we got our car.
you had got out the day we got your car.
Yeah, when would that have been? What time of year?
It was March.
Okay, that tracks. Um, I remember it had been a couple days, and I was just like, "Wow, it's getting really hard to breathe." And I remember people always telling me that, like, "Oh yeah, once your baby gets big, it's uncomfortable to breathe, it's uncomfortable to sleep, blah blah blah." So I'm just like, "Well, this is just the next part of being pregnant. I can't breathe." And so I remember it was a Sunday and we were sitting in church and I was so uncomfortable to sit there. It was so uncomfortable. Like I just wanted to get up and walk around. I wanted to
I
bend
think you
over. I
did get
wanted to
up and
whatever.
walk
I'm
around.
sure like it was just so, like I couldn't sit still. And I texted my sister and I was like, is it weird that like I can't breathe? Like that I can't take a deep breath? And she's like, I don't know. And then that same day, my sister and my mom were coming out to the house to help us like hang up all the pictures. So like we
Okay.
had just moved in February. We'd moved into this house in February and they were coming to like
Oh,
help like hang up decor and
I
like
see.
do some more
Yeah,
like we were moved in but like just do some more organizing
decorating.
and whatever help with
Hmm.
baby's room or whatever we were doing. I don't know. And I remember that I couldn't even like I was carrying like a picture or whatever and I had to stop and I had to lean over the back of the couch. And like that was the only way I could get a deep breath was if I like leaned down, leaned over and just like then I felt like I could breathe. And I remember like my sister she's like you're like wheezing. And I said I know. And I said is this just how it's going to be now like that I can't breathe? And she's like that's not
Normal.
normal. And I was like, okay. And so I called you and it would have been March, so you would have been out
I suppose I was calving.
doing
Maybe I wasn't
something.
calving yet. I didn't switch
And
to that early until later.
Well,
different years.
then why wouldn't you have taken me?
That is a good point because I didn't take you.
No, you were busy. I thought you were.
I was probably trucking or something, hauling grain. That was the fall
Oh,
before. That was the fall before that was Hector. We were combining corn.
okay. I
We
was gonna
finished
say
combining corn that March.
because like I was like it was a Sunday, so I don't know why you wouldn't have been with me.
We were combining corn. Yep.
So my sister's like, "Well, I'll take you." So my mom must have stayed and watched the other kids. I don't know, but so then my sister took me to Bismarck to the emergency room,
When had they been in? Oh, it was a Sunday.
and like I will say this, like if I ever have to have stressful situations where like I need somebody there. My sister is a great person to have in the emergency room. Like she's just number one, she's a nurse. Number two, there's nothing that like
And she'll tell you how it is.
overly excites her, and she will tell me just like the facts. She'll just be like, here's actually what's happening. And so we got checked in, and this was like right before COVID. So it's March of 2020, right? So like literally in 2 weeks, the whole world's gonna shut down. And so, like, they had already been asking me the questions. Have you been out of the country? Blah, blah, whatever.
So this
No,
doesn't
no,
check
no.
either.
Why?
When did I have COVID? Did I have it in 21
That
or
was after
20?
Beckon was born. You had it in 21.
Oh.
That was when Beckon was learning to crawl, remember? And we taught him those 2 weeks
Okay.
to learn to crawl.
Okay.
Anyway, so COVID wasn't really a thing, but I'm sure if it would have been a thing, that would have been the first thing that they would have checked me for. And they did a chest x-ray. So I went and had a chest x-ray because they're like, oh, it's probably pneumonia. And didn't see anything. And so the whole time we were there for like a long time, and they kept taking me to do these different things and this and that. And I think that was the time that they went to, like, I had a full body ultrasound, especially like on my legs. And they were like looking for a blood clot.
Jeez.
Like, or something. And I was like, well, okay. And I remember we would go in and out of the emergency room, taking me to different things. And at some point, I like looked at my sister and I was like, can somebody check on the baby? Like nobody had checked on like is everything okay with the baby? Like I had no idea. And so this poor nurse comes in with like I don't know, it's not an ultrasound, but the heartbeat monitor, whatever. And she looks at me and she's like, okay. She's like, I am not a baby or nurse or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever a baby nurse is called, whatever. And she's like, so if I don't do this right, I don't want anybody to panic, because she was really afraid
Like
that
if
she was
wouldn't find a heartbeat.
like that she wasn't going to find a heartbeat. And she was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to be the person who doesn't find a heartbeat. But they found it right away. It was strong. And so I was like, okay, at least we know that like that's okay. And they were trying to get my information to my like doctors into the, like in the other part of the hospital. They were trying to like do all of that. And so at that point they did a couple different things. We're waiting for a couple more tests to come back in and out. And they like the guy literally came in and like looked at me and he's like, we can't find anything. And they're like, do you want to just go home and sleep and like see how you feel tomorrow or whatever? And I said, well, there's no point, because
you kind of explained how far we live.
I said, there's no point because I'm not going to be able to sleep. And they're like, what? I said, no. I said, I haven't slept well in 2 days. Like every time I lay down, I like panic that I can't breathe. And then finally, like the one doctor was like, okay, if this pregnant lady is telling us that the breathing is so hard, because they were avoiding doing it's not an MRI. What's the other one called where they push the fluid? CT scan? CAT scan? CT scan?
Doesn't have anything to do with fluid, does it?
Yeah, where they inject the fluid into your vein that like lights up your body. Like you've never had one, right?
No.
They put you in the tube. They put you in the tube and they put this
CAT scan.
Okay, yeah, they put the fluid through you and whatever, and they were avoiding that because you're not. It's like all radiation, and you're not supposed to do that pregnant. But they were like, they finally got a hold of my actual like on the baby floor. They actually got a hold of people that knew more about it, and they're like, okay, if she seriously can't breathe, if she seriously can't even lay down, like we need to bypass the risk and we need to go do that because clearly something's not right. And so they did find a weird area in my lungs that was like fogged. And they're like, it's kind of like pneumonia
Yeah.
or whatever, but like they're like, I don't know why, because apparently on the x-ray you're supposed to be able to see pneumonia, which is what they thought it was in the first place. So that's what they treated me for.
And
But
they admitted you.
even on like the papers, I don't know if it actually ever said pneumonia.
But they admitted you, right?
Right. They admitted me, and then that was that point where like you were calling me and I was like, well, I really want you to come here, and I don't know if then
And I did.
and you brought me food,
Yeah.
and we stayed in the hospital that night, and then they let me go home the next day because I had enough like breathing treatments or whatever. But I find it very ironic that since then, the number of times that I've had pneumonia
It's been enough.
has been enough.
Yeah.
And so now I just know, and I'm like, and
You have an inhaler now.
yeah, and I had like I don't know, I had an inhaler in high school. Like I had exercise induced asthma for like a little bit there. So I was like had an inhaler before, but now I know. So like last year starting school, I thought I was just nervous. I thought I was just so nervous, and I was like like catching my breath a lot and whatever, and we had to like start these meetings and I could not sit through them. And finally it dawned on me.
That's
I
what was
don't even know.
happening.
It took like probably 4 days of feeling like this. I thought I was just so nervous to start my first like job at the high school that I like kept having these like mini panic attacks, and I kept being like, "Oh, I can't breathe." And like my heart was racing and whatever, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Kristen, you dummy, you have pneumonia." Like, and so now I just know, like I just know when my chest starts to get tight, like especially, and they're like, "Well, it increases a lot like on times of stress and or sickness and whatever." And so it's happened now like at
So what
least
do you do,
once
just
or
take your
twice a year.
inhaler?
I carry my inhaler now in my bag, and if I start to feel that like, oh my gosh, my chest has been tight all day, I start doing that, and then it doesn't get to that point where I need like antibiotics or like crazy stuff because like that happened. It's been like 3 times in the last like 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm just like, I feel like that's weird that just all of a sudden
So
was
did you
like
get
here.
COVID? Did you ever have it?
I think I did that one time.
After
I
or
don't
before
know.
me?
I don't know. I just remember laying in this bed being like, I am
I had it in
miserable
February
beyond
of,
miserable.
you say, 2021. Yeah, that was brutal. I
And
could hardly go feed cows, and I'd be shot for the rest of the day.
yeah. And that was the time where like nobody must have been around again for some reason. Nobody's ever around when I need them. But my dad drove all the way out here to give me a at-home COVID test.
Oh,
So I don't know when
I don't remember
when
that.
that was, but
I had to go get tested because you were a teacher. If you wouldn't have been a teacher, I wouldn't have went into the doctor at all.
oh yeah, it was all those weird rules. That was a weird time. Gosh, that was wild. Can't wait till like kids learn about that in history books. They're gonna be like,
Because
what?
I was like, I don't want to go do this test, and they shove that thing way up your nose, and I don't like any doctoring things, and I only had to you were the one like, well, you have to go because if you have to quarantine, and you were kind of worried about spreading it in school, and I'm like, okay, well, I know that's what I got because I couldn't smell,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
felt horrible.
yeah. That was weird. That was a weird time because yeah, after I had that pneumonia, it was like literally 2 weeks after that the world shut down, and I spent the rest of the pregnancy here at home and did the whole COVID thing. But then, so I'm trying to think when it must have not been that much longer after that the thing at the wedding happened. But anyway, I just know that it was after me
Well,
having
that
a
was an
baby.
ordeal.
That was an ordeal. So,
Boy, you have issues.
just weird
We were
stuff
both in the same wedding.
for nothing. Yeah. So Dalton was the best man in a wedding, and I was a bridesmaid in a wedding. And
Same wedding.
I don't know when it started, but I had this weird pain burning in my
I
side.
think it started the day before. But it was
I know for sure it
minor.
was the day before, but it might have been the day before, because I remember going to rehearsal, and I remember being in that hotel and being like, something is not right with me.
Mm,
But I didn't want to go to the doctor because I knew exactly what they were going to do. They were going to be like, oh well, let's test you for COVID. It was still when people were like quarantining.
yeah.
Like it was still, and I was like, they're going to tell me that I can't be in this wedding.
Yep.
And I'm going to feel way too bad for everybody else. Like, I'm not one to be like, oh, well, they told me I couldn't, but I'm doing it anyway. Like, I knew that I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do that. If someone was like, hey, it's in everybody's best interest for you to not be around people, I would have felt super bad
Yeah.
being in someone's wedding. So I just was like, I'm just going to assume it's just a problem for me. And so I remember sleeping in that hotel the night before that we were supposed to be in this wedding. And I remember like tossing and turning and just having this weird pain in my side every so often, and it was just weird. And so then we wake up, and like we have to obviously, like, the girls and whatever go early, get their hair done or whatever. And I remember just sitting there like almost like sweating, like something is not right with me. Like I like my like breath would catch every once in a while every time this pain would go, and I was like, but it's not pneumonia this time. I know it's not pneumonia because it's in my side. And then right before the wedding, like I had talked to you a couple times, and you're like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know.
Who did I tell?
You told Matt.
I did?
Yes.
And that made you go to the doctor?
No. That made the bride and groom find out.
It did?
No, I had already called. So we were in Bismarck. So I called
Sarisha.
Dalton's sister, and I was like, hey, this is going to be the weirdest thing that I've ever asked for in my entire life. But like, I'm about to walk down the aisle for somebody's wedding, and it was outside. So it was like pretty chill,
It
you know?
was?
Were you not there?
I don't remember.
They got married outside.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have much
You don't
remembrance.
remember? Wasn't it at Lincoln?
Yeah, it sounds right.
That venue?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And I said, so when I text you, like, can you just hang out in the parking lot and will you take me to the ER? And she's like, what? And I said, I have something really wrong with me, but I need to make it through this wedding first, because I'm like, I'm not about to make this all about me right now. But then we're about to walk down, and I'm literally like,
Dying.
I'm like panicking because I'm like, I have to go stand
In
down
front
there
of people.
in front of the entire crowd. Like, I am okay and I am not okay. And I remember like kind of leaning over the table, and that's when Matt walked over, and I looked at you and I'm like, don't say anything. And what do? You're like, she's miserable. And he's like, what? And so like we were telling him what's going on, and he's like, that doesn't sound normal. And I said, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And he's like, well, what does it feel like? And I said, honestly, it feels like I am having labor contractions. And his like jaw drops, and he's like, you think that's fine? I was like, no. I said, but that's what it felt like, because like the pain wasn't there all the time. It would be fine, and all of a sudden, this sharp, searing, burning pain would hit my side, kind of like women out there who have had contractions know, like they just all of a sudden come, yes, and then they go away for a little bit. And he's like, yeah, that's not okay. Like, if you're comparing
So then
whatever
how did
pain,
the bride and groom find out? I don't think I told them until after you were gone.
oh, maybe that's true, because maybe I was
think
like,
I told them like on. Didn't we ride like a limo or something to the venue, to the reception?
no, buddy, it was all right there. Like, we had to walk out.
Honey, their reception
was in the exact same place as the wedding.
I'm thinking of Ben's wedding.
You are way
all right,
off.
I'm way off. I've been in way too many weddings.
No, it was outside, and you literally turned around, and the barn was right there.
I know. I got you. I remember.
And it was hot out.
It was very hot out.
And it was just like, oh. my gosh. And I was like, just tell him I said, I'll be right back. Just tell him I went somewhere. And you're like, you don't know if you're going to be right
I'm like,
back.
I told him straight up. I'm like, yeah, she's miserable.
And you
She's
were
at the
like,
ER.
if something is seriously wrong, you need to tell me and you need to call me. And I was
Well,
like,
yeah.
but I was like, you have to give a speech. And I was like, I'm just ruining somebody's day. And so the funniest thing, I grab my I book it out of the wedding. Like it was literally like Sarisha's waiting
She
in a
made it through the wedding.
Sarisha's waiting in a getaway car for me. It was just like, and I like grabbed the bag.
Somebody
I'm
who probably looked at you, wow, she's a wedding crusher.
I'm in my, like a gown, right? And I grabbed the bag and I changed in the back seat because I was like, I am not about to walk into the emergency room wearing a bridesmaid's dress. And so she takes me in, and it was just like the whole thing was kind of comical. Like, I'm really glad that whatever it was wasn't like too serious because
Because you came back.
I did come back. Um, but like my hair was done perfect, my makeup was like extra, and so like the doctors and nurses are like, "Ooh, like are we?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in a wedding." And they're like, "Oh, today you're in a wedding?" And I said, "No, like right now, like currently right now, I am in a wedding, and I just left it to come here. So please be quick and figure out what is wrong with me." And so there again, what I had to go get the
All these
scan,
tests.
all these darn tests to figure
Like
out
you would say,
what the
all the
heck,
things.
all the things. And I don't know if that was, I don't,
So
that was
what did
another,
that end up being?
I had a colon infection.
Uh,
So, because the first they were like kidney infection, but I had no pain in my back. It was all in my sides. So they did the scan thingy again where they put you in the tube and they put the liquid through you and whatever. And yeah, it flamed up all around my colon. They're like, yeah, your colon is infected. And I'm like, how does that even happen?
Hmm.
It's like a kidney infection, but lower?
and how does that happen?
I have no idea.
So what they give you?
So they gave me the
Antibiotics,
antibiotics
and
I needed. Oh my
on you
gosh.
went.
And do you remember? And they're like, hey, we know you're going back to a wedding, but like, you cannot drink with these. Do you remember the pain meds they gave me?
No.
They gave me pain meds, like, and like people who I've heard like people get addicted to pain meds and whatever, like those pain meds
Woo.
were, holy cow. Like, I remember going like to back to the dance, and that's when I knew Cody and Brianna. They're like, what, why didn't you say anything? And they were so mad, and I was just like, it's fine. And I was mad. I missed the speech, I missed dinner, so I had to have somebody go through a
Yeah.
drive through because I missed dinner. I missed way more than
You
what I
missed a
wanted.
lot.
I missed way more than I wanted to. But yeah, the pain meds kept me dancing all night long. It was great. They were like, don't overdo it. And I'm like, it's fine, all good. Like, we're good. And I never, like, after that round of medication or however long I had to take it, I've never had that problem again. But that was random. That was the
Mhm.
most random, probably, health thing that's ever happened to me, because that was just like, it was weird timing. It was the worst timing, probably. I guess not the worst. It could have been a lot worse,
So
but
yes, I'm just a health nut.
I guess. Like, you
Mhm.
don't realize how many things have been wrong with you until you start listing them off like this, and it's like, wow,
I have to think. I've only got one left.
I've had problems, but yours was probably the scariest.
I don't know. I knew what it was the whole time. Everybody else was freaking out.
Well, it doesn't matter if you knew what it was still scary.
Yeah.
How did that start?
Just started one day in here.
One day, Dalton comes in and he goes to the
It
bathroom a
was just
lot
a slow
and
process
can't keep anything in the
of
system.
it getting diarrhea getting worse and worse and worse, and me getting more dehydrated, and I was calving, so that wasn't great. And
And
I
you weren't
didn't.
in any pain,
No, I had a gut ache, but I wasn't in like pain. No.
and there was no vomiting.
There was one day I think that I didn't feel good. I stayed in bed a while, like had a headache and feverish, but that was only
Yeah.
one day.
And how did we convince you? How many days was this till we were like, hey,
I
you've had
think I was like this
diarrhea
way at home for. I think I was that way at home for 5 days, four
with
days,
diarrhea every
4 or
day?
5 days,
Yeah.
and nonstop diarrhea, like going to the bathroom every. I mean, it just got worse and worse. By the time I went to the hospital, I think I was on the toilet every 10 to 15 minutes, probably 10 minutes.
And it was all like liquid.
Yo,
It was.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't even call it. Yeah,
It was
diarrhea is not even the word.
no.
And I think
And like I said, I was calving, so I didn't want to
I
be
remember
gone.
laying here with you and being like, "Okay, we are on day whatever." And I think your mom had called and been like, "If anything, you need to go have an IV." And
So
that's what you
I
didn't want to do.
remember, I remember Sunday night. It was Monday, so I remember Monday. I had these plans for because it was just starting to get nice out. Like Sunday was a really nice day, and then Monday I'm like, okay, I need to get because I had the older pairs still in the corral, and they needed to get out to the east pasture. So I'm like, Monday that has to happen. So the guys came down, helped me set up calf shelters, windbreak out there, bed them down. And then I remember Dad came down and helped move the pairs out, and there ended up being one sick calf to treat and hold back. Had to sort that out, and I can hardly stand out there, but I'm out there because it's calving. And everybody tried to talk me into going that day, and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
do
and
remember
I'm
that.
like, no, I'm not going. No, absolutely not. I'm
Why
not
are
going.
people so stubborn? I wasn't that stubborn. I was just like, "Hey, let me
I
call
think in
someone
my
and
head I
let
was
me
like, I'm
get."
going to give it one more night, just see if I start seeing progress. And I feel like I got worse, and that's why I went. You went to school, and I think Mom took me. My mom took me.
No, well, yeah, because I remember sitting here and being like,
Or did you take
do
me?
you need to go?"
Oh, you took me. You took me.
No,
My mom didn't sit there with me. You did.
but I thought that I had to leave school.
Oh, maybe that's what you did.
I thought I literally walked into the school that morning and was like,
So for
"Hey,
I don't
just
know
so
if we
you
clarified,
know."
this was just this year. This was in Feb or March this year.
Right.
So I remember going into the ER, explaining everything going on, and they wanted a stool sample right away. And I remember the doctor came in and I looked him in the eyes and I said, I got something from the cows. Because I remember I pulled a calf 2 days before I started getting sick, and she was not normal. Like, it's usually not that gross. And I had to pull twins out of her, and they were alive. Not that that matters, but it was really gross. And I remember that. And when I came in the house, I was soaked head to toe in whatever she had, like in her, because she went down in the chute, and I had to lay down to pull the calves out to get my arm far enough up in to hook the chains up
Yuck.
because the twins were tangled, and I was soaked head to toe, like drenched. And 2 days after that, I started getting sick. So I knew I got some from the cows. And then their heads go to, well, you might have COVID. I'm like, oh my God. And then they go, well, you could have, because I have family history of some bowel issues. So they're like, this could be that, could be that. I'm like, no, it's from the cows. Well, we'll know more when your stool sample comes. So they finally admitted me and hooked me up. Well, they hooked me up to IV in the
I
ER.
definitely was there
You were
because I
there.
remember all this.
Yeah, and Lissa came in and said hi. You were there.
Was this on a Sunday?
No, this would have been Tuesday.
Oh.
So it would have been your day off.
Oh, that's probably why. And then maybe that was the next day where I was like, "Hey, I might
No,
have
I
to leave
remember
early."
Monday was the day we kicked pairs out. Tuesday was the day I went. I got to come home Friday morning.
I feel like you were there a long time. I don't
I
know.
came
It
home
seemed like
Friday
a long
morning.
time.
They let me out Friday 10:30ish, 11.
And at that point, we still didn't really know what you had.
No. So
But
I
we had
started getting better. They hooked me up to IV, and I was there forever, and it sucked. Like, I never want to do that again. Never. Started getting better. It would have been Thursday night. I mean, the food, they kept me on a liquid diet.
well, and they weren't sure if you were passing blood. That was one of
I
their biggest
was.
concerns. Like there was
It was,
blood.
I was.
And they're like, "Hey, did you know that there was blood in your stool?" And you were like, "No."
I'm like, no, but there was. But that did clear. So I started showing progress. I started feeling better. And they were on giving me this nasty, gross food. And I remember Thursday night coming, they brought me the same cruddy soup I'd been eating every night. And I looked at the nurse and I said, I'm not eating any of this. I want real food. And I saw what was on the menu. I can't remember it now. And I'm like, that sounds amazing.
Well, because they had you on a clear,
Yeah.
like
Liquid diet.
clear liquid diet because they wanted to see what you were passing and what you were not passing,
Right.
because they were like, we can't give you anything with a lot of color. We can't give you this. We can't give you that, because or else it's going to mess up.
So
I
then the
think
nurse.
I think you were so ornery.
Oh,
I
I
think
know
you
I
were. I
was.
think you
I
were
was
like.
so pissed.
You're like, how? You're
Sorry
like,
to
how?
say that, but I was mad.
You're like, how am I going to stop passing liquid if I never eat anything solid?
So then the nurse is like, well, I can't give you real food unless I'll call and ask the doctor. And I'm like, call and ask him. And he told her, well, if he wants real food, he must be feeling better, so give it to him. And they brought me a lot, and I didn't eat all of that. I mean, my appetite shrunk tremendously, and it still is, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, in that, week, I lost 17 pounds, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
That was
great way to lose weight, but not fun. Came home and went back to work calving.
Yeah, and
They're like, take it easy. And I'm like, I'm calving. I'm not taking it easy.
And it wasn't until like even a couple like days
No,
later
it was
after
like
that we
4
found
or
out it
5
was.
days later. I finally got a call from the CDC. Is that what you call them?
I have no idea.
The health department or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we have to call and interview you or screen you or questionnaire or whatever for the Campylobacter that you had. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, your stool sample came back positive for Campylobacter. And I'm like, what is that from? Well, it's from, you can get it from cows, cats, puppies, I think it was.
Wasn't it meat too? Isn't there a
And
meat?
there was a few things. I'm like, yep, got it from the cows. So they asked me a bunch of questions. They're like, yep, sounds like you got it from
Which
the
your
cows.
mom had said from the start, because
She said that was,
she's
one of the things she said it was.
and you had to, and for that, I think we had to request a test for that specifically. Like they don't automatically test for that.
But he did.
Yeah, because we told. I think
because I told him I got something from the cows.
Yeah, and I think it's because your mom was like,
well, and the doctor knows what I do. Yeah. Also, but I mean, I walked in there saying I got something from the cows, and I was right.
So anyway, if
and
you
I was
look
right.
it up,
I was right.
It's this weird, weird.
But ever since then, I love spicy food. Always have. Love spicy food, and still to this day. I mean, it's not that I don't like it, but if I eat too much of it, I'll get a gut ache, and that never happened before that.
Yeah.
And then I read online because I was curious, and online it said it was a broad range, like 5 to 9 months for my gut to normalize after having that.
Well, it's been past that now, hasn't it?
Well, February to now. So I guess. Not quite.
Yeah.
But no, I feel great. I don't know. I'm just happy it was that. I should have wrote her number down. I can probably look in my book, figure it out on the date, and because I have it written.
Oh, that cow.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, yeah, gross. We learned some like things like, hey, maybe don't walk into the house like that.
Well, I just learned to wash your hands a lot.
And
a lot.
I don't know. I think I'm still going to buy you some kind of suit.
So like,
I know you won't always wear it because you're
in
a hurry.
Like I feel like I'm clumsy with my hands, for say like wearing gloves and working with tools or something. So like when I'm doing cow stuff, and I got to hook a chain on a calf, and you're in there. So I used to never wear gloves because I feel like it messed with my ability to do it quickly. So that's off the table now. I put gloves on every time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It just made me very more aware of cleanliness.
You just think about it. Like you had that all over you. It's under your fingernails. It's in your hair. How many times did you take out your cell phone and have to call or text somebody and be like, hey, I have a problem. And so then you went into the house, you maybe washed your hands, but now you're touching your cell phone and you're putting your cell phone up to your face that you just.
The house for my cell phone. But,
but you know what I mean? Like, who knows? I mean, that's disgusting.
It was after that I started taking my clothes off almost every day in the garage. I don't know if that made a difference. If we get a new barn someday, there'll be a washer and dryer of its own
Yes,
out there.
absolutely. That is that's the plan for sure.
Cleanliness, that's what I've learned. I've washed my hands. I'm not saying I do nowadays. I just learned to be more picky when it's calving and I'm messing with cattle.
Yeah, because cattle are gross. I mean, I like calving, but cattle are nasty.
It can get gross.
But I think the last thing that I want to talk about, I guess, is probably my most recent one. And I don't even know the name. I'm not even going to say it, but people have been finding out that I now am I'm eating gluten minimal now. I'm not gluten free. I'm not celiac. I'm not anything like that. But had been having some really weird. I don't even know what you would call it.
I don't know what you'd call it either.
I don't know, bloating. I don't even know if that's like really what you call it. But I went through about like a year where there was like 2 weeks out of the month that was all based off of women's cycles and whatever. Like my stomach and my abdomen area would blow up.
Mm-hmm.
And even like you could notice. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're like,
You
are
feel okay?
you feel yeah, and it was just like it felt like the only way I can describe it to people is it felt like somebody had put a balloon inside my abdomen and was just slowly blowing it up throughout the week, and it was just like all this trapped hard icky bowling ball like air pressure that was just never laying off. It was just never laying off. And so finally I in December of last year, I went and finally got it checked out and I had some scans. They were a little concerned about possibly some cancerous type things in my uterus, which luckily that was not it. But like after all of the scans and the ultrasounds, they were like, there is a problem with um, the linings and the way the linings are shedding and like all of these different things. And they're like, you are inflaming. Like during this time, like it's just it is blowing up like a balloon, basically, is what they
Yep.
told me. And so for a while they had like given me they're like, here, you could try this, you could do this, you could do this. Basically, the only thing that could really fix it was getting a number one, getting a full on hysterectomy or going on some medication, which the only reason I found out that this come up is because I was like, kind of trying to stop some of these random medications when when our son was probably like 6 months old. I don't know if I've ever told this when I like kind of started thinking about more health type things. I went to go pick him up out of his crib and now we had like dropped the crib down to its lower level because he was like starting to pull. I don't know if he was 6 months, 9 months, whenever they start to like pull themselves up or whatever. And my back just totally like went out. It went out completely. And being pregnant during COVID towards the end was probably one of the worst things that has ever been for my body because I was teaching. And so I was sitting all day long, like on my computer.
At home.
It was I was at home.
See,
You weren't
never.
going anywhere. You weren't doing anything. I mean, I would come out and help you like a little bit, but I was pretty much not moving my last like 3 months of my pregnancy.
Yeah, it was pretty minimal.
And I'm like, if anybody pregnant out there, I'm like, move your body, move it, exercise it, walk it all throughout your pregnancy. Like, do not stay sitting and still. I think that was one of the worst things that I have ever done to my body. And I literally, when my back went out that day, I was like, I am. What were we? 28 years old
Oh,
when
younger than
we.
that.
I guess yeah. But I was like, I am not even a 30-year-old person and I feel like an 80-year-old woman because I can't move. Everything hurts all the time, like whatever. And that's when I started. I said, that is enough of this. I said, I need to start a exercise, health. I need to do something different or else I'm like, I'm not going to make it. Like I'm not even 30 years old. And so that's when I started. I do Megastrong Fitness, and then this last summer I also started jumping rope, so I like do a combination of both of those things. And then that was also during the time where our son was dealing with like allergies and skin problems and rashes and all of this crazy stuff. So we ended up having to switch so many of our household products already. And so, like, slowly we kind of just like, I don't know. I'm not going to say we are crunchy people because we're not crunchy people. Do you know what a crunchy person is? Like a person that's like
No.
full on, all natural, everything,
Oh,
whatever.
no.
Like,
Never heard that term.
there's like there's a term where it's like semi crunchy. I can't remember what the term's called, but that's like our laundry detergents, our soaps, our shampoos, like the makeup that I now use, the vitamins, supplements, protein powder, like all these things. I am now an ambassador for our company Shaklee. So if anybody wants any products, I'll just plug in a little advertisement in right here. But anyway, so that leads me to, like, I had been doing all of these health things. I have been taking my supplements and like doing all these things. And I'm like, why do I feel so crappy? And so that's when I found out the whole thing with my inflammatory issues or whatever. And so the three options were get a hysterectomy, which I thought at age 31 was, to me, crazy because I think I've been told that that really messes with your body, puts your body into like menopause and like all these, I don't know. It was not, that wasn't the best suggestion. And then it was like, here, you can go on these medications. And I was like, well, I don't really like that option because I'm trying to like steer away unless I absolutely need something. I'm trying to steer away from that. Or they're like, you can try a diet change. Um, it doesn't always work. Some people who apparently who have this condition are like bedridden, like cramps that you've like never experienced in your life. Like they can't even get up and move during the day because they are in so much pain. I luckily was not ever in pain. I just felt huge all the time. I felt bloated all the time. I felt full all the time. I felt puffy. I felt like just like a bowling ball was inside my abdomen all the time. And so they're like, you can try a diet change. They're like, inflammatory foods would be like your gluten, dairy, and then caffeine and alcohol. So the last time that I had a drink of alcohol was
Been a while.
in February. We went out. We were in Deadwood for like our annual like family ski trip, and we just, I don't know, went out, had supper. We go walk downtown in Deadwood, and
Play a
and
little
I
roulette.
yeah, and I had one drink, and I remember waking up, I don't know, midnight, 1 a.m. or
I
whatever.
don't even think you could fall asleep.
And yes, like it was just that feeling like I was just tossing and turning and I felt like I got hit by a truck and I was just like, and I've never been intoxicated in my life.
Not since the pain pills at that wedding.
No. Yeah, like I'm like, and so to like, I'm like, after one drink, I feel like I got hit by a truck. Like I was lying on the bathroom floor. I was like, I just want to vomit to get this out of me. Like this is just, this was terrible. And that was kind of like the final straw of that. And that's kind of before I knew about the whole diet change thing. So I had stopped that already earlier because I was like, whatever this is doing to me, this is not great. So it's been now a couple months that I've officially like limited I limit gluten whenever I can. I limit I like switched. I don't use regular milk in my smoothies anymore. And I really don't drink caffeine and I haven't had alcohol. And I feel
You look good.
like a brand new person.
You look great.
And I'm so glad it worked. Well, thanks. But I don't like, it wasn't really about what I look like. It was about feeling
I know.
like you are 400 pounds when you're really not, and feeling like you're full and nasty all the time. So people have been asking like, oh, you're, because I've been sharing a couple recipes and things like, oh, you're gluten free. Like what's up? Or what, how did that, was it a choice? And I'm like, technically, yeah, it was a choice. There was other choices that I had. Um, but this one was the easiest. And so far it has worked and I feel insanely better. And so I will keep using my products and my protein and my supplements. And I know people say that like health related things like cost a lot of money. And it's like, yes, that's true. They do. But I would much rather spend the money on that type of stuff and feel good than spend my money at doctor's visits and trying to figure things out when I don't feel good and putting more pills and icky and stuff that inside my body that I don't have to. So,
Yep.
so this is just your episode to just like take care of yourself, kind of look at your options, and if you sense that something is not right, maybe get it checked out.
And be
I
thankful
mean,
for health.
and be thankful for when you are healthy, because when you're not, it is
Not fun.
scary and not fun. And um, yeah, so if there's anyone that wants to know any more about the exercise program that I do, if you are needing an accountability person, I have several people that I Snapchat every morning at 5:30 in the morning when I get up. And you know what I thought was so funny?
Hmm.
So Dalton this whole week has been complaining to me because I've been gone for 5 days. He's been complaining to me that
Oh my gosh.
the cat wakes him up every morning to get his special food. He now has a special health food. But do you know why? Do you know what I thought was so funny this morning when I woke up and I was like, "Well, Odie didn't wake me up." Do you know why? Because I wake up at 5:30 every morning and I feed him.
Yeah, why do you think he wakes me up? Because my alarm don't go off till like 6:15. So you feed him at what, 5:45 probably every day. So
earlier than that.
oh well, when he's hungry and nobody's home, he's on my chest meowing in my face.
I just didn't realize that. I was just like, when you told me that, I was like, really? He wakes up that early? I'm like, he has never woken me up to be
Because
fed.
you wake up
I
that
know,
early.
and it didn't even dawn on me.
That's why I was telling you that.
Oh, I'm like,
So
well,
start not feeding him till you leave.
I'm like, I'm like, well, duh. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's when I wake up to like do my thing. And I was just like, oh gosh.
So he
that's
must
funny.
know what time it is.
He must have an internal clock because
Ay, ay, ay.
yeah.
I mean, I'll throw him off the bed. And I mean, like, I'm still when I'm sleeping, I mean, it's hard to wake me up. I'll fall right back asleep. And I'm like, to me, it feels like 3 minutes, but really, it's probably more. That he's back up on my chest, meowing in my face.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's funny. But I mean, I'm all about like routines and habit changing and all that. Same with my sister. I mean, I'll get you connected with her. She'll talk her ear off on health and making better choices and all the
She'll
things.
tell you
So
what to do.
her and we'll get you straightened out if you want to be. So um it's kind of, yeah, you never realize all the weird stuff that happens to you until you sit down and talk about it for an hour. So
I don't know. You have way more stories about health than I do.
apparently, and I thought I was a
I've
genuinely
been pretty
healthy
lucky.
person. So
I've been lucky.
So yeah. But okay, well, we hope everybody has a great week and stay healthy and live loud.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.